Guys, what is going on? Keyshawn, what's going on? Christopher's here. Other Christopher is here. Esars, what's up, my dude? Good to see you. Raja is here. Raja, how you doing, man? You know, it's good to see you, my friend. It's good to see you as usual. Mitch is here. C-Grip is here. What's up, C-Grip? It's good to see you.
We're out here building a new nation for black people.
It's time for you to start paying some dues, nigga.
I ain't giving you shit.
It's good to see you guys, man. Now, guys, we're going to talk about the death of the girl boss, right? You know what I'm saying? Guys, with inflation and all this other stuff, these chicks are cooked. Absolutely cooked. And guys, they will come crawling back to you guys. I'm telling you guys, pretty soon, you're going to start getting all these calls from all these chicks that dumped you, broke up with you, or you managed to get away from them and they were crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ex-girlfriends, ex-fiancés, ex-wives, guys, they will hit you up. This is how it works, guys. This is how it works. 1 second, guys. Yeah, guys. It's happening. It's happening right now. And guys, it's so funny that these women, there's conflicting news reports, because you have some news reports that they go, oh, women are closing the gap. They're closing the gap. And then in the same breath, they're like, oh, well, there's a wage gap, blah, blah, blah. But guys, what are the two major things that are destroying the quote unquote girl boss? Right? Guys, drop in the chat. I'll give you guys a second. The two things right now that are kicking women out of the workforce en masse. Guys, I'll drop the link in the Discord first for anyone who's coming up, and then I'll open up the lines. Hold on. Guys, anyone who wants to join the Discord, guys, email me, and I'll send you the link, okay? Guys, we used to have an open Discord, and then, we started getting trolls and people trying to push stupid stuff. So, let's see. Yeah, guys. Two things. Number one, Skynet. Guys, AI. We've seen this all the time, guys. AI is the biggest thing, hold on, that is destroying women's jobs. Guys, 80 to 90% of all of the jobs that the AI are going to take over are women's jobs. 80 to 90%. Okay? Guys, this is not a game. All these chicks have these useless jobs, admin, marketing, just these paper pushing jobs. They're cooked. And the second thing, guys, right, is when Orange Man dropped the bomb on DEI. Guys, do you know how many women are straight up saying that I can't get a job because Orange Man got rid of DEI? Guys, is that not the most direct admission of how useless you are? You know what I mean? Can you imagine, Snowboard, if I said, well, I can't get a job because of DEI?
Yeah.
It's like you must have no skills,
Well, they're
no
saying
merit.
like Trump took my value away. It's like you weren't providing any value to begin with.
No. Yeah, they're trying to say that they had no value in the first place, and that the people had to force them to be hired.
Yeah,
Can
that's
you
what it meant.
imagine if it's a climbing contest, right? And there's someone that's helping one side of the contest up, and they get rid of that person who's giving the hand ups, and the people on that side go, well, now we can't finish the climb. It's like, well, you couldn't finish it in the first place. What a joke. What a joke. Guys, you're going to see this more and more and more and more and more. And guys, we have to laugh. We have to point and laugh. Because, guys, all of us, we spent years making ourselves useful, having valuable skills, right? You know what I mean? But, guys, these chicks, they don't even see the point. They said, we'll just whine and moan and complain and basically do what the U.S. women's soccer team did, where they complain until they steal half the men's money. Look at that. What a joke, guys. Yes, there's one thing that I can't stand is people getting stuff that they don't work for. I hate it. That's why I don't like communism or socialism. I do not like if like Snowboard and Secret are out there busting their butts, picking corn, and they walk all the way back to the farmhouse with 2 big old bags of corn, and then someone just drives up who's been doing nothing all day and just starts taking corn out of their bag. It makes no sense. You didn't work for it. You didn't work for it. And guys, can we here, your Snowboard Secret. Here, let's do this. Would you guys agree, and everyone in this chat agree that feminism is a luxury that the United States and women can't afford? We can't afford it.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yep. You can only think about feminism and socialism and LDHD TV when your bellies are full, the lights are on. You know what I'm saying? There's no inflation. And guys, our economy is not bad. It's just you have to adjust. You have to make yourself essential. How many times have I said this? Make yourself essential, please. You guys have to. You guys know who's not complaining about getting laid off? Snowboard, right?
Nope.
Secret, myself, all you guys in the chat who have essential skills. Guys, it doesn't matter how the economy looks. We're gonna get paid. But if you're worrying, and this is the thing about these large government types, they think it's the government's job or someone else's job to like take care of their well-being. It doesn't make any sense. So,
or to save them from their poor choices and bad decisions, or alleviate them from any consequences of a life misspent.
Yeah.
I just posted in the chat. One of the things that I hated most about living in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, was I'm paying $1,300 a month in rent, and I have 2 neighbors. I have neighbors on the right of me, 2 of them sisters, Section 8, hanging out, slaying and banging, and they're probably paying $100 a month rent, and I'm paying $1,300.
Okay, so guys, this is from a movie where they got shipwrecked. It's like a luxury yacht got shipwrecked, right?
Yes.
Watch. Have you seen this scene?
Yeah, I love it. I'm the
No,
captain.
Watch.
You're the toilet manager. No. In the yacht, toilet manager here. Captain, who am I?
He's a captain.
Yes.
So she was out hunting and getting food while everyone's panicking because she's from like Cambodia or Thailand or whatever, where she's had to hunt and kill her own food with her bare hands. You know what I'm saying?
Who am I? Captain. Very good. Cutie pie? Who am I?
Captain.
Who am I?
Oh my god. That's
Who am I?
But they don't show the first part where the little Miss Rich was like, "Why are we listening to you? You'll clean the toilets." As she has food, and they're like, "Can we have some?" She's like, "That depends on what I order you to give us food." She's like, "You got this twisted, lady." You know what I'm saying? Look at this.
Who am I? Who am I? In the yacht, cleaning lady here, Captain.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm telling you guys that this is us, guys.
Yep.
This is us, and the women are the soft, dunderheaded morons around the fire. I'm telling you guys, how many times did I tell you guys? Society's gonna get to the point where, guys, it's gonna panic, and all of us men who walked away, we're gonna be sitting on the pile of tires.
2 days ago, I saw a vehicle that had hauled that tanker. You want to get out of here? You talk to me.
There you go. There you go. You want to get out of here? You talk to us. Because, guys, this is the thing about the red pill that we don't talk about enough. Snowboard, Seagrip, Keyshawn, Adrian, Jubilee, Brent. Guys, we are the voice of the everyman.
Yeah.
Even the ones who don't want to hear it, even the ones who call us misogynists, even the blue-pilled beta males. We're their voice, guys. We give them a voice. If our agenda, if the changes that we want made, if the things that we want to do are implemented, guys, everyone wins. Everybody. That's how it works. We aren't like the chicks that are like, but what about the women making all types of money? And that's a small percentage. Guys, whenever I argue on this channel, I argue for the every guy. The average guy who's out there getting up, going to work, who lives below his means, making decent money, right? The divorced guy who just got cooked in a divorce, whose whole life is crumbling to bits. You know what I'm saying? The homeless guy that's on the street. That's who we advocate for. We advocate for men. Women advocate for themselves and only for themselves and argue as if they're all exceptional. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, guys, here, let's do this first. Right? Let's go to AI first, and then we'll look at a DEI, and then there's some Reddit threads like, how are you older women living in this economy? Please, Adrian. Hey, thanks for that, man. Yeah, man. Guys, we know that the only people who will support us is us. You know? The only people who will support us is us. Guys, I just did a video that you guys will see dropped where this guy was saying, look, he's glad that these guys aren't out there risking their necks intervening in domestic violence situations. What's the point?
Yeah.
What do we get out of risking our butts for some stupid broad that we don't know, right? who actually likes the fact that friggin' Nug spin kicks her now and then, and then you end up like homeboy here. Hold on, where's that?
Would you do it again?
Hell yeah, I'd do it again. Hell yeah. Because that could be my mother, my sister, anybody else.
And she would never do it for you if she had
Never.
the means to help somehow.
Yep,
She would not do. She'd probably just sit there and filming it actually, and post it online.
Here's this.
A new study by the UN finds that women in the workforce are the most likely to be affected by artificial intelligence. The United Nations says while it won't take over most jobs, clerical work will be impacted indefinitely. News Nation business contributor and New York Post reporter Lydia Moynihan joins us now. I don't understand this conversation. Sometimes I want to say, okay, what women cannot be stopped. Why do we think that AI is even something that could
women can't be stopped?
Oh my God.
Come
Women
on.
can't be stopped from talking.
Oh, I told you guys, Skynet's coming. They're worried about us men, but it's Skynet that they have to worry about. I'm telling you guys, AI more than anything else. Because guys, okay, all right, here, secret, guys, cook with me here. I'm having an aha moment. Why did these corporations let women into the workforce? Is because they were low skilled, low wage labor, right? Right.
And they gave them the ability to suppress wages even further.
Thank you. But here's the thing: now AI, you save. They've invented something that'll work for less than women.
And
that's crazy to think about, right?
And doesn't require benefits or maternity leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that guy.
Or having to take Tommy to his after school play, or catch snowboard in his softball game,
or had to watch the teabag ball game.
But won't do a false essay claim against the CEO.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Won't
you can say whatever you want around AI.
Guys, you can if there's nothing but dudes and AI working, we can have crazy holiday parties with strippers and 304s. You know what I'm saying? But the moment some chick comes in, just like Korg had said that when that Navy chick, where they had that post Navy thing party, and then she showed up and then said that she got SA'd and blew the whole thing apart. Ridiculous.
But
and
administration
AJ,
job.
after you're done with this, the second link I posted is Tony. I'm Charlie Kirk telling them what's going to happen in the job market 5 years to these kids.
Yep.
I mean, these are clearly very important gatekeepers to most corporations. So how is AI going to replace the most important and vital role inside of an office?
What? Clerical?
It's detail work. Wow. And look at the orange girl, the woman on the left's face. She's like, I just said it.
But this is the thing. As snowboard, there's a racial component here that you don't get. So Sigip and I will explain this. This chick right here in our community has never been told no.
Exactly.
She's never been told no. How many times have I said this about these kind of cute light-skinned girls? Guys, they have white guys coming after them, Asian guys, Middle Eastern guys, and in our community, they're worshipped. I'm telling you guys, this chick's pretty hot, but she's probably about in her mid-30s now, so she's hit the wall. But her whole life, she's never been told no. Never. So this comes out in her just general demeanor. She should have been. She should be on. If she was smart, she'd be on her knees, servicing her freaking rich lawyer husband, but instead she wants to work at News Nation, please.
Yeah, the report kind of outlines the fact that for some workers, it will be really a boon to the work that you're doing. It'll be very helpful. It'll take away a lot of the busy work. And then it notes for clerical work, where a lot of the job is busy work, responding to emails, putting together presentations, that kind of stuff.
Guys, you do not want the majority of your duties to be called quote unquote busy work. That's how you know that you will get absolutely wrecked in this job market, man. You know, not good at all.
Is the kind of work that artificial intelligence can do. So
guys, hit the like button. Guys, we already have 79, 80 people here, guys. Let's get the likes up, please. I appreciate that.
You're doing work that essentially
can I say something really quick?
Of course.
I cover like both bullshit jobs a lot, and believe it or not, almost like a 5th or 16% of jobs are kind of like almost like a fake job. It's really true. So the AI is going to help clean a lot of that up, which is actually kind of nice.
But you know why, right? It's because of things like US aid and all these government things were giving companies money to actually. So here's what they would do: they would create these stupid NGOs, right? And which rank companies based on diversity or women's whatever, the friendliest place to work for women or LDHD TVs, and then wherever you score on that rank, they give you money for it.
Yeah,
they give you our taxpayers' money. So they said, "All right, I work for Snowboard Inc., right? And we have to hire $15 million worth of useless staff, HR, clerical,
box ticker jobs,
DEI, whatever. But we're gonna get $30 million from USAID if we get their B+ score or their A+ score. So we want to spend, $15 million to make another 15.
Yeah.
You know? And now
AI will call out. It'll call out BS jobs in a non-discriminatory way. So people are going to be like, oh, I guess we don't really kind of need some of these positions. So AI may not even replace it. They may just get rid of the position altogether because they're like, well, geez, I never really thought of it. They actually don't really add anything at all.
Well, the money's drying up. People don't just spend money frivolously anymore. These corporations are too good to act like they know what's going on. Okay, like if you and I run a Fortune 500, we know what jobs do what and who's actually adding to the bottom line. We know this already.
Yeah,
you don't get to Fortune 500 by being wasteful. You just don't. Okay, what's happening once again is they were being compensated or politically pressured to have these jobs. If they tell you, look, even with affirmative action starting out, you got to have X amount of women. Okay, well, I mean, if you're engineering,
you have to make a useless job.
Yes, you have to have X. You have to have X amount of jobs that these women can qualify for. All right, well, you got to have college grads. Okay, fine, and we're an engineering firm. Well, damn it, we had to have 10% of the workforce be women. How are you going to do that with a large company of engineers? Oh, you make more HR people. Well, here. Guys, look at the law.
To give them something with no real responsibility because they'll mess it up.
Secret. What is it? If you have more than like 50 employees, then you have to have a HR, right?
Yeah, something to that, something along those lines.
So there, starting out with 50 employees, you have to have a useless job, at least one useless job. HR is useless. Guys, go to my women in the workplace video. That first one that went viral and got like 140,000 views. Guys, look at what some of the guys in that post said. One guy said that during the cough, he had to lay off his entire HR department, 4 or 5 women. And then so he, as a COO, started doing the job by himself. He's like, oh man, this is going to be hard. And then he's like, wait a minute. After a couple months, he said he got it down to like 1 or 2 days bi-weekly or like a month. and now he's saving like $250,000, $4,000. He's like, why did I have to have? Because the cough made it to where, layoffs, he could just not have an HR. But like he was saying that for years he paid 5 staff members, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year to do a job that he, as the COO, could do himself. Think about that for a second. That's millions of dollars a year being saved. And if you can have AI do it,
yep.
And they will have AI do it because it's going to be easier to fire somebody, and it's going to be like kind of like less drama, like less favoritism and stuff like that. So AI is actually better for human resources than a human.
It gets even better. And so, because generally speaking, I think that, industry standard is you need at least one HR professional for every 50 to 100 employees you have. But in anything, what AI is going to do is it's going to increase employers' bottom line, because they're going to be looking to get more productivity out of us. When I first started in this role, I only had to meet with 12 clients a week, and I didn't have to do any inbound calls. Last year, they bumped up to 15, and now this year, not only do they bump it up to 17, because now we can use AI use AI assisted notes and AI for our outbound, our emails, that now 17 client meetings, interactions a week. And every 4 days, I got to jump into an inbound line for 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, guys, here's what else is crazy. How many chicks can't tell that something is AI? Have you ever had a chick show you like a video and you're like, that's not real? Because us men, we between movies and actually like being out, we see like those are practical special effects, those are CGI. Like I can tell if like a nature video is fake. I can tell if like a fight video is fake. It just doesn't look right to my eye.
But it's because they kind of have like Disney brain a little bit. They think stuff like that is like the delusion that they have for things to be like given to themselves and everything. Translates into stuff like that. So like that's why you can pull any kind of psyop off on a woman, and they'll all just fall for it. And if you tell someone tell them that's not real, they'll just say you're crazy and write you off. So like it's actually pretty powerful.
Yeah, guys, check this out. So this is exactly what I was talking about useless jobs and what AI can do. And guys, the majority of the people mentioned this are women. Watch. Hit the like button, guys. Let's check the likes. Oops. Guys, we're all waiting for it to update.
Oh, it's a dreamy effect. So you remember my rules of TikTok, right?
Natalie Robinson and her daughter Tanila go over the rules.
No inappropriate videos
of TikTok.
Yeah, right.
It's just strictly good
like that's kind of worse.
For the 12-year-old, the app is a way to connect to the world because she doesn't always feel comfortable doing it in person. A few years ago, Natalie asked Atlanta Public Schools to perform a psychological evaluation of her daughter, concerned she may have a learning disability.
So I have her read a sentence, like we work on reading, and I have her read a sentence, and it's like she'll stiff up. She'll just freeze up.
Well. I can just look at her and tell she has a learning disability.
No kidding.
Like she's scared to read, or so I'm like, Nala, what's wrong?
That's why.
The evaluation did find something wrong. It said her daughter tested significantly below average in multiple cognitive areas, including reading comprehension.
So all this, if you add all this together, the average is yay! Now the average is baseball.
You know that scene from Supernatural when Dean was like, he pulled his pants down, like, put in.
Yes, comprehension was definitely the main one.
Hang on 1 second. She's acting like it's the school's fault or something. Like, that's your fault.
Wait a minute. Here, watch.
Years later, though, Natalie learned something else may have gone wrong.
Here we go.
According to this formal complaint filed with the Georgia Department of Education, the person who performed to Natalie's psychological exam was allegedly not qualified to do so.
That's not working, AJ.
What's that?
They're like in the background or something.
What?
They're not functioning fully.
Oh, my sound
It
effects?
didn't do it the right way.
Oh, of course. Sorry, guys.
You might have to update the.
No.
I had to update mine the other day.
Yeah, the stupid thing. There you go. It's fixed, guys. Once again, the
person administering the test, of course, was a woman because that's who worked at all the schools.
Thank you. Yes, and AI can fix this. And once again, there's a bunch of women doing this job that's basically they can just use AI for, and they're unqualified. They're probably DEI hires, right? And this woman's daughter wasn't identified as having a learning disorder, as having Tylenol brain when she should have been years ago. I mean, not that it would have helped much. Honestly, it's Atlanta.
Yeah, but
you know
they could have maybe addressed the problem a little bit more. But it's really still the parents' fault ultimately. But sometimes they need to see something official to then to make a plan to react to it.
Writing, they had no certification or licensure in child psychology. It wasn't her mother who filed the complaint. It was Roderick Walker, a former school psychologist with Atlanta Public Schools.
What's that potential harm? Being placed in special education services when you didn't need to be placed in special ed.
Or a flawed...
Zesty.
That guy, my gosh, the zest is strong.
Evaluation that fails to identify the help Natalie needs in the classroom. Walker worked for the district for nearly 10 years before resigning last year. He claims Natalie's evaluation and dozens of others should be considered invalid because they were incorrectly conducted or performed by unqualified staff.
DEI, right? I mean, that's
But they're going to say, well, the problem is we need more funding. That's what they always say to anything like this. The problem is we need more funding. That'll fix it.
Yep. Here we go, guys.
The UN says the impact on those jobs will be brutal. But I think,
and guys, just to remind you guys, guys, we have 45 likes, guys. Hit the like button.
It feels scary in the short term because we don't yet fully understand what that impact is. And yet we've seen technology time and time again sometimes makes our life more complicated, but oftentimes improves it and makes it simpler in a lot of ways. So I think in the short term, people who are in clerical work, which is disproportionately women, will be impacted. And yet I think we'll see them find even better opportunities, maybe move up the corporate ladder.
Yeah, right.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
If that happens, I'll eat my shorts. Yeah, I'm serious. Guys, this is getting bad. How many layoffs have we seen? Oracle, of these tech companies, of these video game places. But it's not the essential people who are being laid off. There's a small amount, yes, right? But in general, they're trimming the fat, okay? And guys, we all
That's why
know.
It's all the women.
Oh, that's why it's all the B-dubs. Oh, guys, here we go. Watch. This one's more recent. Watch.
Yeah, while you're doing that, what a lot of people don't realize is that we're like averaging about 1,000 layoffs a day. People don't really, I mean, like 900 to 1,000 layoffs a day we're averaging. And it's not just tech, it's also finance and healthcare. And so, and it's, I only foresee it getting worse. And education, tech, finance, healthcare, and education.
Yep.
Yeah. And guys, you guys know what I would say about these chicks getting laid off, guys.
That ain't got shit to do with me. Hey, that ain't got shit to do with me. That ain't got shit to do with me. Hey, that ain't got shit to do with
me. guys, why?
Yeah.
Why should anyone care? Why should any productive, competitive, right, guy who's saving, investing, and living below his means care? And guys, what's the worst thing that you can do right now with all these layoffs? Is
wipe up one of these.
Thank you, Secret. Say it for the people in the back. No. Say it with your chest.
Do not wipe up these slurs, because I'm telling you right now, don't try to be Captain Save a Slur or Dr. Fix a Chick. They are coming for you, and they will. Women are resource extractors, and when they realize that, hey, maybe I can't do this stuff on my own. Hey, Keyshawn. Hey, Memphis. Hey, Jeff Thorne. How you doing, big head?
Nope, guys. And guys, once again, it all started really with affirmative action and quotas, right? Because then corporations had to start fitting the bill for feminism, and then DEI, they doubled down, and now that's gone. So between DEI and AI, right? DEI being gone and AI, it's over, guys. This feminism, I'm telling you, the check's coming due, and they have nothing to pay it with.
Money Moments on 4.
In today's Money Moment segment, according to...
Damn, she can get it. How you doing? Check her out, man. Shoot, look at that.
A pair of titties make you want to stand up and beg for buttermilk.
Let's go.
New research, AI likely to pose the biggest threat to clerical and administrative jobs, which have been mostly dominated by women. The information came from both public and private data and found more than 6 million workers who would have the hardest time adapting to AI-related job loss and finding a new position. 86% are women. Researchers stressed female workers' vulnerability to an AI takeover
86.
reflects their job function and not their competency as workers. So let's take a look at some of those top jobs where they're saying essentially it's female dominated, but these women will have a very difficult time transitioning to a different position. So door-to-door sales workers, news and street vendors, total employment is only about 5,000, but it still reflects a large share of females there at
door-to-door sales workers.
What? That's not even a thing, really, right?
Well, I don't even know.
43%. Also, court, municipal, and licensed clerk, total employment about 170,000 across the U.S.
Cooked, guys. Why not? If you just have a friggin' AI who can listen to court, right, and not be some 88-year-old
they're always old.
broad. They're always old. Yeah.
When it comes to shares of females,
we're
talking.
AI might actually care more than they do, because another thing too, a lot of these people are not very competent and they just kind of don't care. The AI, it's not a human, but it might actually just be more effective in doing the job altogether.
Yeah, that's true. Guys, ask over the podcast. Jeff St. James, he's in the house. What's going on, my friend? It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
You are scaring the hoes.
Guys, go over to Jeff's channel, please. Drop him a sub. He's a friend of mine. He's doing big things over there. He really, really is. And guys, Jeff actually has a women's table. That he does with a lot of really, really, really good female content creators and female conservatives. It's actually really, 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 really good, man. So guys, go and check his channel out. So
85% in.
And just one quick shameless plug for Jeff. If you get it, guys, if you haven't watched, he did a show, he did a men's panel. He has a women's panel, but he also does a men's panel. And the one he did last week on what's the basketball player married
LeVar Ball.
Yeah, oh my God, that show, I need to watch that show again. That was a good men's panel. If you haven't checked it out, I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
This field of work. When we also continue to look here at secretary, admin, assistants.
Oh, and guys, once again, I want you to realize like why. Okay. Okay. There's winners and there's losers. All right. Snowboard, Secret, Colin, Evil Eddie, myself, Jeff St. James, we're winners. All right. All of us are winners. Okay. We not accept the way things are, but we realize that things are the way they are, and realize there's only two things we can do: nothing or win. Right. And guys, I want you to, when you go to Jeff's channel, I want you to look at what he's doing over there. And then guys, Jeff is winning because there's like a mini what's it called? When you start doing really, really well, you hate haters. There's a mini, what was it called, Secret? Like a ecosystem of haters. You know what I mean? And guys, I didn't think that you could really critique like what Jeff does, because he's been on my channel before. He really is solution based and talk about it. But when you see, if you happen to come across some of the people who critique what he's doing, you realize who the winners and the losers are. You really do. You realize those who are here to win and those who are here to just whine, moan, complain, and lose. Period. You know?
Are they of the well community, or
of course
everybody? Okay, I kind of
expecting
that. Yeah,
it's sad. It really is. Guys, every channel that I have, my main one, my Catch Predator one, and then my 513 I have detractors. You know, I don't ever read or look at anything that people say about me. I don't, because you can search for yourself on YouTube and see what people are actually saying. My To Catch a Predator channel is actually like pretty prevalent on the TCAP forums, but I don't ever read what people say about me. What's the point? The people who will critique what I do, that's not like one of you guys who says, hey, AJ, this is how you can make your channel better. But if it's just some hater, oh, he stutters and oh, he says this and that, what do I like? Consider the source. You know what I'm saying? Guys, you only take critique from those that are respectful, those who you know are doing it in good faith. And the thing that just irks me to this day is having, I think I had Jeff on like mid last year. So seeing him grow, seeing all the positivity he's doing, and then seeing people critique what he's doing really has kind of brought to my attention the fact that there's a bunch of miserable pieces of trash out there. You know what I'm saying? They really are. Secret, you were saying?
First, AJ, I'm just shocked to hear that Jeff is getting negative backlash, because if anything, if I have any criticism for Jeff, is he's too knowledgeable, he's too professional, and he's too polished, and he's too smooth. Because unlike you, me, and Snowboard, sometimes there's a very thin membrane between our mouth and our brain in regards to our filter. And this dude, he is intelligent. He has not only the street cred, but also the educational credentials and the experience. And when he explains things, you know, because there are times sometimes you just need to call a mother an MFer an MFer, or call a heifer a heifer. And this dude, he does it. He does it very nice, very respectfully. And so I'm thinking, how can he? This is insane. That's why it's insane, because at the end of the day, unless you are, you know, a soy boy beta and you're pandering to look at your girl Cheyenne Bryant. Up until she was like, you know, I've been meeting more and more of these women. They kind of, you know, they're kind of ratchet. A lot of these women are kind of ratchet, and that's, you know, the sisters turned against her. But until then, this chick who, you know, just buys credentials and stuff like that. Everyone loved her, millions of subscribers. But then you get people who actually have the qualifications and the method and the know-how.
Well, real people who have qualifications will always have decorum.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. And they don't have to throw them out there all the time either.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Guys, I have never heard, guys, I have a master's degree. You don't ever, well, I was a guy that has a master's degree. And I don't hear Jeff go, well, I was a therapist that does this, that, No. His background, yes, but he's not trying to throw his degrees around, you know? So, yeah. Anyways, guys, hit the like button, guys. We're, where are we at here? I did drop the link for anyone who's come on up, guys. We will do maybe like a 5-panel member a limit besides myself. So
yeah, AJ, when you get a chance, I would like to get your take on, and the panels and the chats check on what Charlie Kirk says about AI and his prediction in regards to what he thinks how it's going to impact the future.
Yeah. So guys, for all you guys who just joined, right, guys, feminism is a luxury that these women can't afford, right? Not anymore. AI and DEI. I'm telling you guys, DEI is out of here and Skynet's taking over, guys. Okay? And women's wages just don't grow. They're cooked. And guys, they need us men, guys. And they're going to come crawling back. And guys, once again, it's up to you guys to stand firm. Because we could have predicted this a long time ago. And you're seeing it more and more and more. And guys, I have 2 news stories here that I'll play after this. But it's so crazy that they can talk out of both sides of their neck. Women are doing so great, this and that, but at the same time, we're so cooked, and there's the wage gap. Like, you can't have it both ways. And what happens is that, guys, like I said, I'm petty. Okay, that's my major character flaw, is telling people I told you so. Guys, we have been telling them and so forever. They're getting more degrees, but they're not making more money. They're not moving up the corporate ladder. They have more debt. So what is it? Jeff St. James is in the house. What is going on, my friend? What is going on? So, Jeff, we're talking about so feminism's a luxury that women can't afford anymore. They just can't. The corporations, they were forced to fund through these NGOs. They would take money from like USAID and all this other stuff and create these stupid ratings and say, oh, well, Jeff St. James Inc., if you get an A+ in our rating, we'll give you $30 million. You're going to hire $5 million worth of useless jobs, usually women, to get that extra money. Well, USAID's cooked, right? They did this with that index for the LDHD TVs that all the companies pulled out of. There was some NGO that's saying, what's the friendliest place to work for a transformer? And if you scored like an A+, you got millions of taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah, I heard about that. And listen, I think this also reflects that this is why Lizzo isn't selling in her most recent album.
Facts.
Because I think that they were using her to prop her up for body positivity, and when it's no longer in style and feminism doesn't need you anymore, now all the women aren't supporting her anymore, and now she's not making any sales.
Yeah. But guys, this whole propping up, like we had said about HR. Jeff, you know for sure, if you have 50 employees, then you have to have an HR department, right? 50?
I don't know if it's 50, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's about that.
So right there, if you have Jeff St. James Inc. and you're finally getting that big check, you're doing that big push, you have to hire a useless job that you've been probably been doing yourself or your wife or whatever has been doing the HR. Now you got to hire someone and pay them whatever the market rate is.
Yeah. I do think what I saw having these types of conversations more and more, I think people are, especially guys, I think they're wisening up into how to reduce the odds of ever getting in contact with HR though. And I think that's the beauty of the manosphere, red pill spaces is like, we're not walking around being oblivious to this stuff anymore. It's very obvious and clear, like there's an agenda. It happens in boardrooms and workplaces, and now guys, I'm not saying guys have to run around and say, I know all this information, but we do have to live as if we do.
Yeah, that's true.
Total employment, 1.7 million women, 96% in that field.
Cool.
Also, the job of payroll and timekeeping, total employment is 157,000 with an 89% female dominated there.
Good.
Also, property appraiser and assessor, total employment is 59,000. When it comes to shares of female, 43%. Now, on a positive note, researchers found that despite concerns about artificial intelligence killing jobs, roughly 70% of workers in roles exposed to AI could likely pivot into a new position with comparable earnings if they are displaced, Adding these workers are typically in.
Yeah, but that involves hustling, right? Guys, if you know IT people, IT is probably the most eclectic group of people because you have people who switch careers into IT. I think more than any other job, you see, I used to work in real estate. I used to be a social worker. I got tired of it and got my A+ certs, and now I'm a IT person. But that requires a hustle. You got to get the certs. You got to take the test. And a lot of women don't have that. They just don't. Here, guys, check this out.
Well, there is a frustrating new study out about women who want to climb.
That's a rough looking woman right there. No snowboard wouldn't even break up on this rod. Look at that. My God. Sorry for the jump scare.
Well, in her defense, until I get my vasectomy, she got a shot.
Well, there is a frustrating new study out about women who want to climb the corporate ladder to advance their careers.
Here we go.
Morning anchor Evrod Cassimy tells us all about it.
So there's a new report that reveals the gender pay gap gets worse as women advance in their career.
Now, do you guys see we're still having the gender pay gap conversation in 2026?
It's annoying.
In 2026, guys, come on.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Evil Eddie says, I'm a retired IT worker. Facts, had to hustle. He was a roofer, did lawn maintenance, unloaded box on trucks, and sold electronics, and then went to school for computer science. Hey, right on, man. Yeah.
The study was done by Glassdoor, and it found that on average, women see a pay gap of about 12% at the start of their careers, but then that grows to 19% after 10 years, and it could even hit 25% after 30 years.
So, guys, why is that? Let's brainstorm, right? Whoever wants to start. Why do you think this is?
Well, the first for me and the most obvious is there actually is much more closer to what's called a mother gap than there is anything else.
Yeah,
and it's specifically mother gap. Women that choose to leave the workforce, stay out of the workforce for extended periods of time, when they return back to the workforce, the people who they were working alongside has been continuing to work. And there's actually a pay gap between women that became mothers and took significant time off past the maternity leave period and the women that never were mothers and never took time off. There's a gap between them. So that's the first thing. And then the second that I know of is the fact that men, statistically speaking, are going to work longer hours and they're going to work harder jobs that require higher pay. And those are the jobs that women often avoid. So That's all held under the umbrella of the gender pay gap. So it's annoying to see that people keep running with this narrative when women avoid certain jobs and industries where they can make more. They work less, and they oftentimes won't even max out on the careers that they did go to school for. So all of those are legit normal things to explain this. And I think there's even certain cities in the US where women in the cities actually make more than their male counterparts at a certain age bracket in their 20s.
Yeah, I think it's like 18 to about 29 women in major cities out earn their male counterparts.
When they're hot.
Yeah.
No, period.
No,
though.
I know for
Yeah.
sure it's in urban cities. Yeah.
But here's the crazy part, guys. I don't post on Facebook. I do, guys. Follow AJ Rants on Facebook because I have like 3,500 followers now. It's pretty cool. Because my personal Facebook, I don't post. But the last major like jousting match I got into on Facebook was this one guy was like that I used to do jiu-jitsu with. We need to talk about the blatant sexism in jiu-jitsu because it's not fair that women who take time off to have babies can't get their belts as quickly as the men. I said, whoa, wait a second, hold on. So if I start training and this chick start training at the same time, and she takes 3 years off to have kids, and I'm still training, we should get our belts in the same time? That makes no sense.
Well, that's why they put the word equity in there.
Thank you.
Whenever it doesn't make sense or women are at a disadvantage, they say equity is what we need to address. That's
until it affects them.
Yeah.
Until it affects them. A friend of mine, this one girl that I used to know, she was OBGYN. And I asked her, I was like, let's just say that you and Stephanie start medical school at the same time. And she takes 2 years off to have kids. Should you guys graduate at the same time? She's like, no. It's like, ding, 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 ding. You absolute dunce. That's what it takes for them to actually understand.
You stupid woman.
Come on.
No, that's what it takes for you to catch them.
Yeah.
They do understand it. That's the whole point, is why they try to make the art. They do understand it. They want the shortcut.
Yeah. There's an article, guys. I've been trying to find it, and it was about how the feminists, like it was women's telling other women not to push the victimhood narrative as much because then it makes women not want to try.
It's dulling it.
Yeah. Well, you can't make women think that it's so bad. Well, if I go to medical school, I'll just never be successful. I'll never out earn men, so I'll just not even try. It was called it was like don't kill women's morale in the workforce. Basically saying they have to balance the feminist narrative, but not destroy women's morale.
Well, they don't want to dull the effectiveness of the victimhood. If you're a victimhood all the time, it loses some of its power. So they want to, when they play that card, they want it to mean more than playing it all the time.
Yeah.
I think I think it's a strategic thing. Actually, it's actually kind of smart.
My sister, she's like I said, guys. My sister's has always been my biggest op my whole life. She's like the worst person that I've ever met in my entire life, right? Okay, and guys, and I used to be a parole officer, right? So I met some pretty crappy people. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, she has the ultimate victimhood mentality. Okay, she was raised with a 2-parent household with our dad was a black doctor. Our mom, she was in medicine too, making good money. We went from the hood to the suburbs. She got a car when she turned 16. And the way she says it is like she grew up in friggin' Mogadishu. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. In some refugee camp out in the middle of Africa. I'm like, why do you do that? Why? Guys, cut people like that out of your life. You know what I'm saying? You cannot, they're toxic. You cannot have them in your life, man. You just can't. Guys, please drop Snowboard's channel and Jeff's channel in the chat, please. Put the links, guys, in the chat, please. And guys, give them a sub. I appreciate that. And guys, hit the like button, guys. Let's try and hit 100 likes.
Say that this could be due to women reevaluating their priorities as they age and disproportionately taking on caregiving roles. In some cases, the company tells us that this could lead to career changes or becoming more flexible to keep a job rather than climb the ladder.
First of all, hold on, AJ, real quick. That the birth rate is declining.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's and a lot of the poorer people are actually the ones who are having all the kids. So it's so what I'm
You don't say.
for a lot of the college educated group that's delaying marriage and motherhood or not even having kids at all, that's not really an adequate excuse. Like they're picking fields where it's oversaturated, and they're avoiding the fields where they'd make more money would be harder, oftentimes with labor intensive. So this is again, they're creating excuses that aren't even applicable for a lot of women today.
Yeah.
So so I'm like, listen, man, like if you want the responsibility of being able to dictate if you want to have the kid in the first place, you want to be able to whine about not being able to have certain things, industries you can't get into. Every single advantage is offered to women in modern day. And it's unfortunate that it seems like they're unhappier now than they were even 50 years ago.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, is this. These women thought that we were having fun getting up, muting, going to work, working for some. Because guys, think of the stereotype, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the guy, and he had hopes, he had dreams. He was Al Bundy, and he scored 4 touchdowns in a single game. And then what happens? His girlfriend gets pregnant. Next thing you know, he has to drop out of college or he can't do whatever. And then he has to work some soul-crushing job. You're listening to Mr. Spacely or Mr. Slate, you know what I'm saying? One of those bosses from the cartoons that you can't stand. But he does that for the next 45 years. Raises 3 kids, does what he's supposed to do, right? Women thought that we were out here having fun doing this. They thought that we were out here, yay, having fun. And now they're the ones getting up, going to commutes, working jobs that they can't stand, paying these bills and all this other stuff. But here's the thing, guys, we were in the rock quarry cracking rocks, and they were up on the at the edge, staring down at us going, we want to crack rocks too. We're like, you guys don't want to do this, because once you come down here, there's no getting out.
Yeah.
Not only that, but once you come down here, we have to crack twice as many rocks. And sure enough, these absolute dunderheads, they built a slide and came sliding on down, right? Thinking it was going to be all sunshine and rainbows.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
And things have been cooked ever since.
Mm-hmm.
What a joke.
Well, we gave them, before they couldn't really fail, but now we've given them the opportunity to fail, and we've given them so much rope they hang themselves.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, facts. Yep, guys, Pandora's box has been opened because they're free to succeed and they're free to fail.
Just like a man.
Yeah, yep, and they're choosing to fail. Guys, was it Jeff? Guys, we're all about the same age. C Gibbs, the old curmudgeon of the group.
Look,
you know
I turned 55 2 weeks ago, and please believe me, I never thought I would make it to my. Jeff, I'm from Philly too. I grew up in Richard Allen during the 70s and 80s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah, we all know what that means, right, guys? There it is. There it is.
Hey.
So, look, I have been shot at, and I've been stabbed in the back of my head and my chest. So I'll show you my stuff. So I never thought I would make it to my 20s.
Chasing those streetwalkers, brother.
Believe it or not, a lot of my drama was
involved
with other dudes' chicks.
Yeah, there you go. Look, where I called it.
Look, these light brown eyes get me in so much trouble. but with that being said, I'm telling you right now, so much of life is choices and decisions, and being involved with people and organizations to make you realize that there's more to life than just, you know, your hood, your clique, wherever the case may be. And for me, that was the military. But with that being said, I'm telling you guys right now, a lot of you guys don't know my origin story, but you know, I made the decision that I was not going to be dependent on, after being laid off twice, after being put in a whole bunch of other, you know, bad financial positions. I made the decision that I would never, ever have to depend on a government, a job, or anyone for the basic necessities of life. And that put me on a journey to learn about money, investing, trading. And so I'm in a position right now to where, because of my licenses, push come to shove, I can easily go out and make 40, 50 grand a year, just like that. And so with that being said, you make your, like AJ say all the time, you got to make yourself invaluable, develop skills that will make it extremely difficult to replace you. And if you do need to go somewhere else, it will
always be closing.
ABC.
Always be closing. You always have something.
Guys, make yourself essential. I tell you guys all the time, make yourself essential. I'm telling you guys, you guys know who doesn't really care about politics as much. See, who do I always say the one group that doesn't really care about politics much?
The Asians.
Yeah,
Asians. Yes. Why? Why? Because they have money. They have restaurants. They have businesses, investments. Right. A lot of them do IT. You know what I'm saying? Even the Southeast Asians who are a little bit hood, they tend to do a lot of the jobs. You know, landscaping and all that. Janitorial stuff. So they're always making money somehow. They are probably the most capitalistic entrepreneurial people, and look at why, because the communism was trying to take over Asia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So guys, you should put yourself in a position where it doesn't matter who becomes president. It doesn't matter who becomes governor. And what's even better is, guys, if you can just say to hell with it and move. You know what I'm saying? Guys, if you don't like California, get out. If you don't like Seattle, like a lot of people, get out, move, go to the South, go to the Midwest, go to where it's cheap. And here, guys, here,
you know what they say, the Chinese say?
Your microphone's acting up, Snowboard. Your microphone's acting up.
Oh, damn. I was trying to play a Chinese gong thing, but a sound effect that I use is to say ancient Chinese wisdom stuff, so I'll let it pass. The gong helped it.
No,
but basically, they would say, no matter who is elected, the river will always flow.
Yeah, but guys, here, and I haven't done this live stream yet, but guys, you guys remember that one girl who was complaining about her roommate in New York? You guys remember the one girl where she's doing the sublet, she getting kicked out. Anyways, I covered her. She's going viral now. Have you guys notice that when men get money, we want to get out of the city? We want to go to the suburbs or go and buy property and build a house and be left alone. But women won't want to move to the city. You notice that? The only people, I want to move to New York and I want to live in Manhattan. It's why? Why, you dunce? Why?
It's easier to farm attention, and then for men, we want to go back to being more agricultural, in touch with the earth, because we know that it's healthier.
I think we just want peace. I was saying this.
They go hand in hand. Yeah.
Sigrid, you were in the military, right? So when you were in the army, Sigrid, how much time were you at home, or did you have a home? Because you were traveling.
I lived in the barracks. And for the most part, my biggest mistake in the military, yes, fortunately, I did save and I was able to take care of some things, but I wish I would have saved more.
But my point is this: why would Sigrid not want to buy land and just chill at home and have peace when he spent the first 20 years of his life not being able to do so?
That's what I want now. That's what I want now.
That's what men want. We want to just be able to just drive out, drive home, you know what I'm saying? Work on our old car, watch some football, and be left alone. But these chicks want that hustle and bustle and just But this is the clip that Seagrip sent.
For someone like me, what should I look into instead of
So
college?
here's my advice. The time that it takes and the money that you have to spend to go to a college like this, I think is much better suited, either traveling the world, culturing yourself, interning, or spending time around people that know what they're doing.
And guys, there's some colleges that are actually thinking about going to 3-year programs and not 4-year programs now.
You guys should enjoy, because you're like probably in the last 10 years of what college is. This place is going to be completely empty in about 20 years. Artificial intelligence is going to make these places largely obsolete. These colleges are slow to react. They're bureaucratic. And a lot of you guys are going to college for jobs that literally will not exist in 5 years. Artificial intelligence will delete them, and you guys are going to have debt. 4 years where you went to some football games, and you're like, what did I do for those 4 years? So instead, you should try to make yourself the greatest person you can through either travel, learning another language, culture, reading a bunch of deep books, things that.
And guys, isn't it crazy though? Now the student body at a lot of colleges is 70% women, and 70 to 80% of the jobs threatened by AI. It's crazy how that number kind of correlates, right? And guys, I'm from woke Washington State. So guys, I remember when gender studies and stuff, the proto gender studies was taking off was back when I was in college in 2001 to 2002, right? So guys, once again, these women, they adopted this false sense of empowerment, right? And it was funded by the government. It was funded by these NGOs, and now that's gone, and they're getting cooked. So
for women to identify what it is that's most important to them right now. Is that flexibility? Is that more PTO? Is that actually more RSUs? Or
see, guys, do you hear that? Snowboard, Secret, Colin, Jeff. When it comes to a job, what's the most important to you?
The pay.
Hey, motherfucker.
Ding, 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 ding. That right there, this idiot just summed up the pay gap right there. Right there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? What have you ever gone to a job of, hey, how much time off am I going to get? Or how much flexibility? Nope. No, you pay me, guys. It's not what would I do for $700-800 grand. It's what wouldn't I do for $800 grand a year? I'm dead ass.
Yeah.
A friend of mine he makes about $600,000 a year, and so even though he lives very, 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 very frugal because he's a simple guy, but I did the math on how much his monthly check is. I'm just his biweekly checks. I'm just bro, I do well, but guys, what wouldn't I? Baby Seals Club, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some Baby Seals.
Well, that's what people will get at places like Little St. James and stuff. To work for very bad people, they're just going to have a price. If someone gave you $50 million to not say something that you saw, you'd probably do it. So everybody basically has a price. Most people do.
But hey, like I said, that's not a bad thing. Because here's the thing, guys. Why do you think doctors and lawyers and stuff, especially lawyers, they retire and then do pro bono work?
Yeah, and it's because
you be moral once you're older, you have time and disposable income. But when you're young and you're trying to get money, man, shoot, man. Anyone who wants to stand on that soapbox better have a bag of money for you. You know what I'm saying?
So guys, one of the things that I always say, time magnifies and compounds everything that we do. Things that we do well, things that we screw up on. So when it comes to, so whether you want to eat or drink a 6-pack of beer a day, or you want to get your 10,000 steps in, doesn't make that big of a difference in the short term, but time magnifies and compounds that. And gentlemen, Keyshawn, especially you gentlemen that are in your 20s, listening to what we're talking about now, you get out here. That's the one thing I disagree with what Charlie Kirk says. No, I spent my 20s and 30s out there traveling and banging and slanging. No, you spend your 20s and your 30s out there grinding, and you start making a concerted effort to start saving 20-30% of what you make. Because I'm telling you right now, after 20 years of doing that, that's the difference between you being a millionaire by the time well, potentially even close to a multi-millionaire by the time you're my age, to being a hobosexual. Time magnifies and compounds everything. And don't be like me, waiting until your 40s to have to get your stuff together. I had to work so much harder and go so much further out on the risk curve to get to the point where I can retire now. But it would have been so much easier doing it in my 20s, in my early 30s.
This is why our space will always win. Because I've said this, Jeff says this, I say this, Seagate says this. Guys, all you guys that are 19, 25, 30, guys, we are not trying to compete with you guys. I want every single one of you guys to be, by the time that you're 45, like I am, to be 10 times farther than I am. Yeah. Women, if you look at the other side, 45-year-old chicks are competing for all the same men as the 25-year-old chicks, the 22-year-old chicks. You guys saw yesterday, right? That one body cam footage of that 60-year-old chick. She was dressed like a 22-year-old. She had the same ripped jeans. She had the crop top. She had the tattoos. She had the cell phone in the back pocket, right? Because she's at some bar trying to get some 26-year-old or a 35-year-old Chad. Guys, we are not trying to compete with you guys. We want you guys to win. Don't make the same mistakes as us.
Can I share something real quick? So I think it was Carlos was the gentleman we spoke to the other day, 35. And so it took AJ 6 years to learn what it took me 2 decades to learn in regards to making women the center of your existence and bending over backwards and being in relationships that don't serve you. It took him 6 years to learn what it took me 20 years to learn. And look how much further he is than I am. And look with Carlos. Was it Carlos, the gentleman from several days ago, who was in Vegas and 35 and just, from what he sounds like, killing it? And even with you, Jeff,
Cyrus,
yeah. And even with you, Jeff, you said something. I was listening to one of your streams, and I do watch I do watch a lot of your videos and your shorts when I can. I do. Stop making so many of your shorts membership only. I think I got to renew my membership anyway, so never mind. But I do have a membership. I just got to renew it.
Yeah. But said, I ain't got a membership. Hey,
I do have one now. I do have one now because to watch Jeff's clips, you gotta have a membership. But then the cheat code is you just gotta watch the full show. So it works out better way. And so something like, so I got a membership so I can watch some of the clips. But you said something that was very telling. I don't know if you remember this, but you talked about.
I'll be right back, guys.
You have, before you blew up on social media, you had a conversation with your wife, who, from everything you said, you're very respectful, and it sounds like you're both are very lucky to have found each other. But you mentioned having a conversation with her that if y'all were to go y'all separate ways, that you would not get remarried, that you were done.
Absolutely. The lesson you were mentioning about what it took for you to learn, I had to learn the lesson after my divorce. That was for me the big wake up call. And unfortunately, some guys don't even get the wake up call, because once they get divorced, some guys self-delete. So, whenever it is, when you learn a lesson, you learn a lesson. And I think by us having these types of conversations, young guys and actual men are just reevaluating their actual life and the life that they have versus the one that they want. And like you said, this completely centralizing your life and your meaning and purpose around whether or not a woman is going to receive, like, or accept you. We're just not buying it anymore. And I think at this time, guys are starting to realize, like, when you stop operating with women being it's a huge difference between putting women on a pedestal versus treating the woman that you're pursuing as important. And I think that, even in these type of spaces, sometimes guys can go a little too far to the other extreme, which is the culture says be blue pill, worship whatever women say and what they want and what their expectations are, and their emotions dictates reality. The other extreme is ignoring everything that it takes to be in a good relationship with a healthy woman, because you're so like anti wanting to hear anything she's got to say about anything. I'm like, we're somewhere in the middle is like reasonable people. And I think that, you know, these type of spaces, we're just learning how to navigate this stuff better. And that's why I've personally appreciated it, honestly.
I know one of the things that I think made me, for better and worse, the man that I am today. I talk about my stepfather. You know, he raised me since I was 4 or 5, 3, 4 or 5. So he's the man who I call daddy. That's my father. And this was soldier of guy. He was a blue collar guy, welder, and he taught me everything I know about providing, protecting, provisioning. That real men protect their children, their family, their women, their communities, and they're an asset. And he taught me all that. And I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, the whole stepfather, because technically he was my stepfather, since Snowboard pointed out.
I was gonna say well, but I know that bothered you before.
No, only because he was an amazing
trying to
man.
give the right guy the credit, though.
But
Yeah,
guys,
you're right.
here's the thing about, you know, and guys, you guys know how my channel, we do tangents, right? I mean, so wrong. But guys, my father is my sister's stepfather, right? So when my father met my mom, she was a single mom because my sister's dad just like ran off. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like he was a piece of trash. I know this because my sister basically looked up her dad and saw his criminal record. So yeah, he was a piece of trash.
Wow.
Okay. So my dad started getting the "you're not my father" when she was like 15 or 16. This is the only father she's ever known. And now she hasn't talked to my sister, man, what, 10 years? Because when my parents got divorced, right, which it wasn't about sides. My mom made it about sides. Of course, my sister was just like, that's it. I'm saying. So all that raising her for all these decades, and she just cut them off. And that's the problem that stepdad's got to deal with. That's why it's a thankless job. Is you can do all this work, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Well, I want to have my real dad walk me down the aisle." Well, my sister's not married, though, and she's basically cooked. Well, what I'm saying is, how many times have we heard stories of this? You know, the guy's doing his job, and then the real dad just comes into the picture, you know, and you just get completely...
When it's like a wedding or a graduation or something major like that, they want to come in and steal the credit.
Yeah, it's sad.
You know, now they want to be traditional when they weren't stepping up the whole time.
And here's the thing: can you blame them? Because once again, children yearn for their father. Yeah. That's why you look at like all the Abrahamic religions are patriarchal, meaning from the father, right? Like, if there's the one thing that Christianity gets right is A, the yearning for the father, and B, the whole Adam Eve story when they talk about how low down and dirty these 304s are. You know what I'm saying? You never make them happy. You know what I'm saying? Here we are in the garden, everything's all good, and then a woman came. You know what I'm saying?
And that was one of the things that I had to reconcile with, that the man that my father raised me to be is not applicable in today's world. And so in today's world.
But do you guys in the chat put a 1 if you agree? Because red pill itself, first of all, being in a relationship is not, you can be red pill and be single, MGTOW, whatever. So, but guys, here's the thing.
Get married.
It's against men's nature to be red pill because we are naturally selfless people. It's such a reaction to what's going on. You have to put yourself first, and that goes against our nature as men, our very nature. Because I talked about this earlier. Jeff, you're in Philly. If you saw Nug going upside Gloctavia's head at a gas station, are you jumping in?
Not anymore. I know better now. And this is the thing, because so what happened, we had a recent conversation, and I realized that a lot of women, their perception of reality is so distorted to where my wife, she has a friend, and she was talking about, we were out at a dinner, a group of us, and she was talking about how she just hates that Black people leave and move out the hood. And you get educated and you make all this money, and then you leave and run to white areas. I said, hold on, what you not gonna do? And I mind you,
woman.
before we moved to where we're at now in South Jersey, we were living one block off of Kensington Ave. And this is the crazy part. My background, I've worked in prison. I've worked I worked in a prison in Wilmington. I've worked in Camden, and I worked in Philadelphia for the last 12 years. All urban centers, not in the nicest gray areas, all unsafe. And giving 12 years of my life in terms of my work and my taxes to this city, to these regions, including my actual time. And then when it's time for me to get married and have a child, because I don't want to raise my child in an environment where there's needles and gunshots and drugs everywhere, that I'm like, I'm selling out or whatever. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, nobody else is told that they have to stay in a trailer park when they have the ability to leave.
Guys, this is what Kensington Avenue looks like right now.
Looks
like freaking Mad Max.
Like you want me to stay in Mad Max experience while trying to raise a child with crack addicts outside of our backyard. Like, it's just stupid. And hearing her, and the wild part is she's never lived in a hood. She's never worked in an urban hood area, but a lot of these liberal chicks that think this way, they're living in this fairy tale land of how they think. It's like the whole open borders discussion, bro. It's just weird. It's weird.
Was she Black?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, a white woman wouldn't tell me she's. I didn't
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
I know liberal white women are getting pretty confident, but I don't think.
I know. I told you guys
it's the crabs in a bucket mentality, though.
Yes.
They want to pull you down when you're going up.
I told you guys that my one friend, his now ex-girlfriend, she was this super woke white chick, and we were at happy hour and blah blah blah, and me, I'm very, especially fiscally conservative, so I guess my narrative goes against what she read in her African American studies class. So she's like, well, you gotta understand about the Black experience. Like, I am Black. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It just doesn't make any sense. Guys, one of the things that when you realize is this, and once you guys probably see this with everyone who's in the chat, when you see it, you actually can't unsee it. When I was in Seattle, the whole they didn't call themselves Antifa, but all these anti-racism protests, and you go around and you're like, where's the Black people at? Like, what? y'all don't have any Black friends or any Asian friends? There's nothing but white people trying to lecture other white people about racism. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You go to this whole march and and then they're like, well, people of color are just too scared. They don't have the opportunity to come out. No, it's because we're out there working. We're doing things. Maybe there's something wrong if you're trying to represent a group of people and those people are nowhere near you. Something's wrong, So,
and Jeff, from 94 to 2000, I lived at 2nd and Girard.
Oh, right, Girard. Okay.
And I don't know if that bar is still there at Fred and Girard, but at least a couple of times a month I'll pick up a one night stand from here. My God, crazy!
They gentrified it.
Oh, they gentrified it.
Yeah.
But gentlemen, but when I tell you before, so like I said before, a lot of stuff that my father told me. That's why you've heard me say this before. You guys are my family now. You guys are my community. If I'm going to give back, sacrifice, and protect and provide for, it's going to be for AJ. It's going to be for Snowboard. It's going to be for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be for you guys.
But guys, here's the thing, though, is this. You can't really control much in the grand scheme of the world, right? You can obviously make good decisions, but one of the things that you can control is who you allow in your circle. And that's one of the most important things that there is, right? Your friends, if you decide to marry, right? Or whatever, your acquaintances, how you deal with your coworkers, those make and break men all the time. You see guys getting completely destroyed because they have that one hater in their freaking group, or they have, or just it's just. And guys, put a 1 in the chat if you one day just realize that maybe not one of your friends, but someone who, I don't know, comes over to your house with your friend to watch the fight party or whatever. You're like, this mother was a hater. He always got something, man. That whole ass Jeff, he ain't nothing. Secret thinks he's so great. It's like, dude, he's not coming over to my house anymore. He's always just hating, you know? So, but yeah. So Jeff, you are in a predominantly female field, right?
Yeah, therapy,
so
mental health field, yeah.
Is therapy the same where like male nurses out earn female nurses? Do male therapists earn more than female therapists? And then how is it working in a predominantly female field?
So I don't know the real stats. It's overly dominated by women. And I would say that a lot of the field, it kind of functions like most other industries where they usually have an entry base salary amount, and some of the salaries are often posted. So it's very, very difficult. But what I have learned in the field is that a lot of ladies, even helping them in therapy sessions, a lot of them don't negotiate. They weren't trained or socialized to negotiate. And a lot of guys, it's not that their dads or their uncles told them like, well, make sure you always ask for 5,000 more. But men don't they don't have that socialization thing in their head that convinces them that like asking for the potential for a raise or asking for a raise or asking for a higher salary amount to begin with, they don't see that as a stumbling block for them to be able to still keep the position, whereas women do. So that's a big thing. And then number two, I had peers where I will come into an organization where other women would have worked there for 5, 10, 15 plus years, and I would just lap them in terms of just getting opportunities. And people would say, oh, it's because he's a guy, he's a black guy in an urban area, this or that.
Always be closing.
Yeah, but this is the thing. What I learned was if I was willing to do the extra thing, do the extra mile, come on weekends when I wasn't even part of my, job description, just random stuff. When the opportunities presented itself, constantly see the CEO, the board, then even adding me to the board was a result of me doing. And again, I had equivalents. I had other people who were also directors who just weren't willing to show up, address, handle stuff the way that I was willing to do. And then the pay would definitely be different. So then 2 years into us being hired for the same exact role, and I'm making noticeably more than you, and I get 4 promotions in 6 years. You can say it's because I'm a guy, but I was also willing to do a lot of and she had multiple kids and I didn't. So there was just all these factors of why.
So we know what that means, guys. When Jeff, wasn't around, guys.
I'ma kill your bitch ass, bitch.
That's the thing.
Die, bitch.
But that's what I'm saying.
They were talking mess about you, Jeff, and that's
what it was. They had to start working for me. They worked. They ended up.
Even worse.
So for me, I didn't care about that, because at the end of the day, if I was doing my job, handling my P's and Q's, HR can't come to me about anything. Then I did what I was supposed to do. And the wild part was I also promoted and hired women as well if I thought they were, a good fit. So it was a weird thing where it's like, yeah, he's getting all the promotions, but he's also hiring women and giving them opportunities that a lot of other people aren't. And I think that's for the guys who still choose to work in corporate America, that's the lane. You outwork your competitors. It doesn't matter if it's, women or men. If you want to go higher in the company, you ask the people who can make it happen, what do I have to do to get here? And if they tell you it, they basically just gave you the cheat code. And a lot of ladies don't ask that. They just leave the job. They go from job to job.
That this probably comes from the fact that, once again, if you have a father, he says, look, hey, little snowboard, if you cut the lawn, I'll give you $5, right? You're like, okay, fine. But then, we'll cut the neighbor's yard, and you look, you're like, that's bigger. I want 15. Your dad says, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So from a young age, you're learning about how much your time is worth, right? And that's why, guys, I would say there's a couple of milestones of manhood that I would say. Number one, by the time you're in your late 20s, you should know exactly how much your time is worth. And if you're not getting it, it's time to either move to a different field or get a different job or whatever. And if you ask for it, you don't get it, leave. Number two, guys, mom and dad are just people. They aren't mommy and daddy anymore. You know what I'm saying? Take their advice, like, consider it, but don't let them boss you around. Number three, to steel yourself to the effects of women's tears. Guys, you cannot let some broad it manipulate you. You just can't. You just can't, guys. You can't. And then, guys, number four. Think about an issue, okay? And I need you to look at both sides and ask yourself, who would I rather live around? and that pretty much settles it for you. You know what I'm saying? Guys, any issue, if there's some blue-haired, bull-nosed, lesbian-looking chick, I'm not living over there. They're in the wrong. So, Snowboard, you were saying?
Yeah, I want to put a caveat to kind of the industry that James is in.
Jeff,
I think that's what I meant. I think for men, like, mentorship is almost as powerful as therapy, if not more, particularly if they're like in your field, because they can take like a more like a holistic approach and add some of your work in rather than just like the psychological part. I think for men that's better.
Yeah, what we need. So for me, I'm actually transitioning out of the field. I'm getting ready to start doing a professional coaching. So what I actually think we need is men that have the qualifications of psychology or mental health degree backgrounds, but doing the mentorship or doing the coaching.
Yeah,
the reason is, so what you're doing is the best of both worlds.
Mentorship is the way, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're doing coaching or mentorship, but you have people who are ill-equipped, they're just older, everybody likes them, they got lucky with the career or job that they picked, that doesn't mean that they're a great mentor and know what to kind of look or ask for to kind of really point people in the right directions. Life worked out for them with their choices. Their recommendations may not be a good fit for every single guy that wants to be a mentee. Whereas when you're trained, even as a coach, let alone if you're a therapist or psychologist, what you're doing is you're able to analyze from multiple different domains what's the best need this guy needs at this time. So for me, I might make similar recommendations, but I have a way of breaking it down that may increase your likelihood of actually following through on it. Whereas another guy, a friend, a mentor will just say the exact same thing and then you don't do it. But then for me, I'm like, what's stopping you from doing this thing that you've been talking to me about the last 2 weeks? And then when we get there, I'll be like, okay, but once I've worked with now your motivation issue to help push you in the right direction versus a guy being like, man, I just go to the gym. I just do this. I just do that. Or I think you should do this.
Yeah.
It's another layer.
There's a lot of people flooding the coaching area that are just capitalizing on it, that just want to like
an example, guys.
Like, you got to grind. That's it.
Yeah.
An example, guys, is like someone like Seagrip who knows about money, right? Mm-hmm. He talks about his investing and all this other stuff. He has the skills necessary to mentor someone on this. Some crypto douchebag who just happened to put $100 in Bitcoin in 2012 and now is a millionaire. What can he teach me about investing?
I have no crypto.
What I'm saying is, homeboy, he Forrest Gumped his way to millions and then is going to do a 45-minute seminar and try and teach us how to do it. It doesn't make any sense. And I think that's the most direct example of what Jeff is talking about, of having someone who has the skills to actually take on that role and be effective versus someone who has an Instagram page and rents a Lambo and acts like he's some millionaire. You know what I'm saying?
We see for women, the ones that are life coaches, their life is like a complete disaster. The ones that are the life coaches, they are
complete mess.
Yeah. So my thing with that is, and I'm careful with it. Any field can be, sabotage. Any field can be infiltrated, right? And I think that's what really happened to the mental health field, where I do think 20 plus years ago, it was actually more helpful. But I think over time, Helen Andrews talks about, oh God.
That's all I had to say. That's all I had to say.
Helen Andrews did a great job. Basically, right now, the mental health field has been feminized.
Yeah.
So as a result, and that includes many of the men that are also operating in that space as well, where if you have a guy that's a male therapist, but when a woman and a man comes in, especially for couples therapy, he always takes the female side or takes her narrative. And it says we have to conform to what she thinks is wrong. It needs to be fixed and not what you both think needs to be addressed. Men and women do that in therapy sessions all the time as therapists. So guys are walking in feeling like they're getting jumped. They don't feel like the person is unbiased and neutral. They think this is somebody who she's picked that she believes is going to align and agree with her view of what's wrong, which is ultimately him. So that's a really big one of many issues in the mental health field that I think that's the result of feminization, unfortunately.
But I think that that also starts with the feminization of radicalization of academia.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
I mean, how many of us truly trust? Well, I mean, other than engineering, chemistry, STEM stuff, fine. But a lot of the soft sciences, social sciences, oftentimes they say stuff now and it's just like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like, I've never been, and this is as the person who's been to grad school now. I've never been this. I'm not trying to say don't trust them, but guys, you have to ask questions. I've never been more skeptical of academia than I am now.
Oh,
because
God.
I know for a fact, guys. Once again, the school that I went to, I'm telling you, was in 2004 how most colleges are now.
Yeah.
There was no conservative people. It was all just super woke. It was crazy. So I kind of went to college trying to navigate how college is now, right? And you realize not just it's like they're robots. How many times have we seen these kids, you see their worldview be challenged and they just parrot these talking points that the professor told them?
I even say, I actually tell people now, if you're still going to look for a professional therapist of any kind, the first thing you want to find out, believe it or not, especially as a man, is if they're a feminist. And that sounds wild, but it would be in your best interest to know that in advance, because 9 times out of 10, she is not going to be an advocate for the marriage. She's going to be an advocate for how the woman feels or how your wife or girlfriend feels. And if she doesn't feel their ultimate goal when it comes to women is not unfiltered, but uninhibited or disinhibited now, or whatever the word means, where you're not constraining female choice. You're not constraining their expression. You're not constraining or stopping their ability to make something that's what they feel is right for them. So if that means that they're not happy in the marriage relationship, that's already for the feminists, that's already a strike against the marriage in the relationship itself. It's a totally different foundational orientation of viewing men and women. And again, these are this is why I'm like, if they are feminists, I would never trust. I only will go to a feminist therapist or psychologist if I want my relationship to end sooner.
There you go.
Yeah.
Guys, look at that. Look at that right there. Guys, drop a 1 if you agree. And guys, we did hit 100 likes. I appreciate that. But guys, and this is the thing that people don't get. Guys, Jeff knows this, Snowboard knows this, I know this as content creators. Guys, why would you cater to women who will turn on you in a heartbeat? Guys, all these feminists and all these guys, you say one wrong thing, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, they will turn on you like wolves, guys. There are people,
the cops too.
Yeah.
They'll throw you like right under the bus.
Yeah, Rajai's here, Steve's here. There are people who are in this chat that are in my first 16 subs, guys. When men support stuff, we are diehard supporters, especially if we feel like we're getting something out of it. How many times have we seen these panderers and these chicks try and be feminists and all this other stuff, and they say one thing, or they get these black male panders get in a picture next to a white woman or something, you know what I'm saying? And their whole audience just turns on them. They're not reliable. It's you're catering to the most volatile group of idiots that there are out there. Because this is why a growth like mine, like Jeff's, when you're trying to get an audience of well-intentioned people, your growth is going to be slower.
Yeah.
But the people are going to show up and they're going to see the value. That's just how it works. But you see these podcasts and these people with all these chicks, they're always trying to disqualify you, and they're always on the next thing. Jeff, I was telling him about not too long ago, because Seagate couldn't believe that there's a mini ecosystem of haters out there, that have something to say, oh, Jeff's not a real therapist, blah blah blah. And it's just like, bro, if people can come after you with what you're trying, they'll do it to anybody.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
when I saw people, this is the same group that laughed at Kevin Samuels dying.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah.
This is the same group.
All good will be attacked.
Yeah, this is the same group that has biannual membership appointments at Planned Parenthood. I don't care about their views. All right, like that's not. No. When it comes to empathy, when it comes to care, when it comes to morality, it's usually oriented around whether or not women agree and it's a benefit to them. So me not being aligned with much of what they think or feel, or the guys who are kind of piling on to this stuff, it is what it is. I realize, like, again, to be fair, they can shoot shots at me because I am willing to critique anything that I see that I think is a problem. So if I critique other people's platforms or their style or approach of how they run their platforms, because I think panels where men and women are constantly arguing with each other, I just don't see that as masculine. I think it's a waste of time for guys to argue with people who you're trying to convince to give up benefits that they're claiming don't exist. That to me is a waste of time. I'd rather guys get educated, learn accordingly, adjust and move or interact with women who kind of get it and aren't like crazy, and ignore the ones who are like that. Like, and that's it. Like, I think our actions and behaviors as guys, as men, when our dollars, our voting, how we move, who we associate with, when that aligns with what we're reading and watching on this stuff, then the people who don't align with it, they're just not going to be a part of our life anymore. So I think that's, to me, much more effective, especially on an individual level, than the way in which I see a lot of these platforms kind of run. And again, if I'm criticizing other people's platforms, they have every right to shoot their shot at me. So it comes with the territory. They put their opinions out there. I do the same. The difference is I wouldn't trade my life for 98% of the guys and people I see on this space. Yeah. So I'm fine with that.
Well, they run off drama to stimulate their channel, and when you're more objective and measured and doing things in more like a clinical way, like you're doing it, there's not drama really there. So they're trying to stir the pot to create it.
Yeah,
basically to stimulate themselves.
Weren't you on a panel once, and you said that there was a bunch of men? It was it
was
panel,
on
the
Game
white guy.
Yeah, and they were just like like I didn't really care. They were like attacking me about it, but
there was
then
a
they just one woman and they just
talking.
chatted the whole time about nothing. And I was like, you know, I don't understand what you guys are really doing here. And I tried to stick. This is when I first started the channel, so I was trying to stick around and be cool with the people and interact. And you can't really get anywhere with that, really.
Yeah, after one or two appearances, you kind of realize 6 months from now they're going to be having the same exact conversations, and for me, it kind of gets old. And again, if you've been really, really in the red pill shit for a while, like after about year 5, this is more about community building. This is more about brotherhood. This is more about raising awareness about new concerns or trends that's happening in the culture. This isn't about constantly arguing back and forth with women. That's just old to me at this point. And also with you, when you any guys that's white, when you get in those panels with black people, what's the best?
Didn't work out good. Well, when it was me and the host, I was making good points and I was funny and I was being cool. But then once more people got in, anything I said, in fact, a few times I made them laugh and they had to stop laughing because they were like, he actually had a point. So laughter sometimes is the way you can deliver a truth to disarm someone. So I was doing that, and then they wouldn't say oh, well, he actually had a point there. They would just kind of move on or just say I'm not interacting with him. It's like, well, there's 4 people on here, so we're all gonna like that's what we're doing here,
Yeah, it's weird, but I've and working and talking with AJ behind the scenes has been very helpful with me learning how to navigate this space better and be very intentional about certain topics I want to cover.
Yeah,
and
but
that's
Jeff,
why
there's a big difference between me and you. And I don't know how you do it. You stay so calm, when you have been in hostile environments. Because guys, I'll cuss you out and kick you off. I cuss and kick. That's what I do. That's what I do, man. I'm not playing games. You guys have seen me do it. Because I don't have the patience. That's why the people go, "Oh, AJ, do debates." I can't do it. I will cuss you out so fast. I'm telling you guys, I
would do debates though. But this is the crazy part. I would do debates that are formal, and if I really believed and saw with evidence that the person across from me of any race or gender would debate in good faith.
Yeah,
my
good luck
issue
with that.
is 80%
There's not
of the
many
people.
though. Yeah.
Exactly. 85% of the people who do debates don't debate in good faith. And at that point, it's more of a gotcha, trying to use loaded questions or false choices or any of
They're just being disingenuous.
Some of them
no,
are
no,
energy vampires that get a boost from you
They're
getting
trying to
upset,
use debate terms that they don't understand.
Yeah.
I was on this one guy's panel Saturday night. I was like 7 beers deep, so I was on this panel, and this guy was just like, "You're gaslighting," or "You're what do you say? You're trying to straw man." I'm like, dude, tell me what straw man means. He didn't know what it meant.
Put your hands up when you say it, right?
Yeah. I was like, I don't know, but I call it TikTok Tylenol brain debate. They try and get these gotcha moments, or they can't make an argument. Do you guys remember there was the guy that I showed you on Facebook? Jeff, I want to get your opinion, but he sums up like everything wrong with trying to discuss things with people now. People their cognitive ability or their ability to understand is so completely cooked, and I honestly think it's because they text and only talk on TikTok and all of that. But you guys remember Andrew Wilson goes, "What, you don't have your TikTok mute button, sweetheart?" And the lady got all mad because she's used to being on TikTok and being able to mute people.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. So like 80% of the people on TikTok and a lot of these things, or they say "prove me wrong" or something like that. It's going to sound strange, but they're kind of like energy vampires. So you go in and they try to act with some decorum and in good faith, and they're pretty calm. They actually seem like, wow, they seem actually pretty impressive. So then you go in there and you start debating them a little bit, and they
insult you first.
They insult you, mute you. It's usually like 3 people ganging up on you, and you can't say a point. So I think they said like the average attention span is now like 45 seconds. So you can't give nuance to a point or set it up. So if that's part of the problem. And then the other part is some of them are like an energy vampire. They get off on this. There's a few times I got so mad afterward, and I was like, they won. They stole like my energy because I was so pissed afterward. And I was like, that's actually what they're to do. I actually was kind of right about what I was arguing about, but they actually won. They took from me.
But
So
that one crash out Kathy chick that was trying to say that that Andrew Wilson during the debate, she was so stressed out, she had Bell's palsy, blah blah blah. Well, like I said, I'm sorry, but you guys, there was this guy. He would do vines and stuff, and he called himself Blake Vapes, and he was making fun of these like young kids that vape and everything, and he was saying that he does stand up, but like he does more online stuff, and that's made his comedy worse. Whereas his wife has done stand up and does crowd work and all of that. But he said the problem with new comedians is you have someone like a Lily Singh who talks into a camera and is funny, but hasn't actually. Well, she's not funny. Sorry, guys. I got to get myself
The
right.
lie detector determined that was a lie.
But
comic and female, we knew that. We already kind of knew.
But she hasn't come up having to do the crowd work and actually do the things that all these. So
Tiffany Haddish.
Thank you. Yeah. So what happens is that they get out in front of crowds and they suck because they've been off a camera where a crowd is different. And when you're debating on TikTok, it's different than when you're debating someone on a well-regulated panel, well-moderated panel, or in person. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to have your way. You don't get to talk over people. You know what I'm saying? It's structured, and you're gonna lose. Guys, here, check this out. Here, let me know what you think, guys. Here.
The worst part about the literacy crisis is that these people have to take everything at face value, because if you use figures of speech or rhetoric, they just simply don't understand. If you use a hyperbole, they think you are being dead serious. If you use an example to prove a point, they think that you're arguing the example. If you're sarcastic, their brain can't comprehend that. And so every conversation is stripped to being 100% serious and dry.
You see that, guys?
Yeah.
He summed it up better than everyone else. How many times,
Unable
Jeff,
to relations. Yeah.
did you watch Tommy Sotomayor back in the day? And he would be like, for example, if you go to like a chicken restaurant, oh, why are we talking about chicken, Tommy? You all over the place. First you bring up cars, then he's like, I'm using an example. It's an analogy. Oh, well, I'm just saying you don't understand. It's like, why are you not? Or you'll say, okay, fine. If you think that this is okay, then you think that essay is okay. Bro, are you trying to say that I'm okay with that? Or you're like,
I do have to run because I have a 7 o'clock, but I will say
my
this,
friend.
and I hope that every guy that's listening to this and what this guy just said, this is what I want guys to take away from this. Women have no problem generalizing when it's to their benefit against men. They're very familiar with everything they're accusing you of doing it themselves when it's a benefit to their argument. So rather than assuming they don't know what they're doing and going crazy and allowing the energy they're going to sap from you, already assume that they're fully aware of what's going on. And the moment they reveal that they're playing that game with you, you don't play the game with them.
Yeah, that's true.
And at that point, I just disengage. I'm like, this is the direction you're trying to take the conversation. I got you. I'll leave you there.
Jeff, I gotta give you here you go.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
Jeff's cooking, guys. Hey, guys, please make sure to go over to Jeff's channel mods, drop his channel
Appreciate
again. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, thanks for stopping by, my friend.
Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you.
Take it easy.
Guys, if you aren't checking out Jeff's channel, he really does have some really good topics. Yep. And so I like to listen to podcasts and pods and streams during my workday. But just real quick.
Real quick. I meant to tell y'all, I might be working out. I'm at work, and I might be doing an episode later this week titled "The Weaponization of Motherhood."
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and going over just various reactions of different scenarios that men that end up as fathers with witches end up realizing was like the worst decision ever. All the different things that men go through when they end up giving or having a child with the worst woman. Yeah. When I'll be probably had that out like potentially Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm working on it now.
Cool. Yeah.
Right,
yeah. Thanks. Cool.
I appreciate y'all. Peace.
I appreciate that.
One of the best things. Now, AJ, you say a lot of good things. But
hold on. Laughing Man, thanks for being a member for 8 months. I appreciate that. Thank you. Steve says from that one chick earlier that I can save her, just send me her feet pics. Appreciate that. Steve says that this is his community. Hey, yeah, thanks for that. Adventurous Exile says hit the like button. Don't be a dunderhead. And he says Exile the Nug, aka Nugdamore. I appreciate that, guys. I really do. You know, guys, I am trying to do more interviews. So there's a couple people that I've reached out to, guys. That should be coming on the channel. So thanks for that, guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I want my medication and I want my croutons, please.
Seagup, you were saying?
Well, first, in regards to the feet pick thing, guys, next time AJ or Snowboard does a after hours, I'll show you, because I'm telling you, the ghost of Punani Past is knocking on my door hard. And and next time one of you guys do a an after hours, I'll show you some of the videos they're sending me. But with that being said, AJ, you said something very powerful that I've been thinking about a lot, and that is, this is a battle we win by not fighting. And that's very powerful. I don't think people realize how powerful that is. That, you know, you chicks want to go out here and be boss babes and this, that. I don't need no man, whatever the case may be. Go do you, boo, because we know time is on our side, and that this is a battle we win. Especially when we had the conversation with Chavez the other day. No, we win this battle by not fighting, by standing on business. No, I didn't spend the past 10 years. I've had to work we talked about assets and everything like that, and I'm trying to get all my assets together because I'm trying to retire in the next couple of years. And it's like, I didn't spend the past decade accumulating, hundreds of thousands of dollars in assets just to have some chick who been out here slaying and banging and now needs, Big Daddy Secret to save her. No. I got more, just like I have more years behind me than I do ahead of me. I got more to lose, and I don't have the time to make it up. I just don't have that. I don't got that dog in me no more. I'm done.
Tomorrow is International Women's Day. It's about celebrating the achievements of women and reflecting on
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
on what society should do next to foster more of that success. And it's an interesting time to talk about this, especially in corporate America. I mean, just look at what happened in the past year. DEI policies are eroding. Walmart, Target, Lowe's, McDonald's, Pepsi, John Deere all changed or dropped their DEI policies in the last year. Just this week, Paramount ended its DEI policy. The consulting firm McKinsey has studied these policies for a long
because it was costing them money. When they cut that USAID money, I'm telling you, they weren't being compensated for having all these DEI policies anymore.
Time. Over the past decade, they've surveyed 1,000 companies and about 500,000 employees. They found women's representation has increased at every level of corporate management. They also found that companies that implemented de-biasing practices tend to make the greatest strides in advancing women. But these efforts go back further than the past 10 years. People have been fighting for decades to improve the standing of women in the workplace. They just had different acronyms, names, or brands. Even International Women's Day.
Yeah, BS, real BS, and total BS. Oh!
Isn't a new thing. The day was first observed in 1913 in Russia. So how do modern DEI policies fit into this much larger picture?
Guys, this is taking.
It's in Russia because it was communist, so they had to put women in. That's the whole thing.
I think we saw this one. Hold on. Of course, anytime that they talk about DEI, it's always the B-dubs. And if you're saying how you can't find a job because there's no DEI, that means that you just weren't qualified. Here, guys, we'll do this. Look at this dunderhead right here. Look at this. Look, here we go.
They put your dignity in the budget, and then when the numbers didn't work out, they cut the line. That was never about the budget. They put your dignity in the budget,
that's the
and then when the numbers didn't.
So, guys, she lost her job. DEI layoff. Guys, if you lost your job because of DEI, guys, you shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Y'all, is it just me? Or since DEI cuts, y'all ain't been able to get no job? Or is it just me?
Why are they always just... Ugh.
Yeah, I don't
I
get
do
it.
live in a little small town. It's like a little small military town.
Don't forget the bonnet.
Yeah.
And it's like really nothing out here. They don't even have a Target. But I have applied to like 5 jobs, and then like they either don't call me back and don't give me no explanation.
Oh, 5 whole jobs. Oh, wow.
I will email them like, hey, can I have some feedback? Nothing. Okay, so I'm like, I need to move to Arizona. I need to get out of this little small city. I want to move back to Arizona anyway. And I feel like Arizona gonna have more jobs. It's more populated, like it's more, businesses, so therefore more jobs. So I've been applying to jobs in Arizona. I applied for the Carvana because Carvana it seemed like a good job. You start off at like 20, then you go to 21, 6 months you're 22, and then you get like
That's a good job.
50-cent raise after that. So I didn't apply for Carvana 3 times. Carvana denied me like the next day for customer service representative. I applied for more positions. They didn't deny me on the other positions yet, but
because they have AI doing that job.
they denied me for customer service like same day, next day. But at least they did email me and say, hey, we have more qualified people.
I can't, guys. I really, really can't. But guys, here, let's do this. Women who live alone and don't make a significant wage, how has cost of living affect you, and how are you getting on right now? These are older women. I no longer live alone. I'm back with my mom. It's horrible. Thanks for asking. My mom wants me to pay rent. Look at that. Look, same. I'm turning 39 this year. I've lived alone most of my adult life. Now I'm working part-time. And I live with my mom. You guys notice a pattern here, right? You guys notice a pattern right here, guys. Feminism is a luxury they cannot afford. They've been priced out of feminism, guys. I hate it so much, and it causing me to hate myself. I'm about to turn 21, so my goal is to work and stack money and find my own place. But I'll be damned if I spent my 21st birthday at my mom's house. Look at that, guys. These chicks are cooked. Hold on. So this is Reddit Ask Women over 30. Do you have a roommate? A side hustle? Make 6 figures? Rent control? Selfie pics? Trust fund? I saw this post that says a single adult with no kids needs to make $106,000 to live comfortably. I make nowhere near that. I'm uncomfy. Look at that, guys. She says, I went this weekend and canceled or paused all but 2 of my cheapest subscriptions. Why don't you cancel all of them, you dunce? Look at that. I made a strict budget. So it took the economy getting cooked for her to budget. Look at that. I just learned that my rent's going up 12% a month. I don't know how people are doing it. Look at that, guys. Cooked. Guys, this is what they wanted. Women of old didn't really have to worry about this. Even from like the 60s on, when there's 2 incomes. Guys, 2 incomes are better than one. And us guys won't live on our own. If we do, guys, we will do whatever that we can to pay the bills. 60 hours a week, working jobs we can't stand. And we certainly won't sit here and complain about it. Look at
I've almost died like a couple times this year. Taking risks at work.
Look, I've seen your video, Snowboard. like I said before, one of your videos. Yo, we need you a little bit longer. Run, Snowboard, run.
Look at that, guys.
But I want to bring up a point. So, AJ, I got a question to you. If these chicks were really, and how they put it, I'm that B-snatch. If these chicks are really that B-snatch, shouldn't they be able to find another job, lickety split? I mean, I made a boast earlier that, I have my life, accident, health, HMO, and variable annuity licenses in all 50 states. I have my 6, my 7, my 63, and I'm licensed in all 50 states. and I mentioned that I can literally get a job making 40 to 50 grand like that.
Mhm.
So do you think I give a two shakes of a rat's behind if my company lets me go now? I know I got skills and licenses that I can find something else. Look at these splits. So if these chicks are really that snatch, that boss bitch, who cares if your job lays you off because of DEI, whatever the case may be? You can get another gig paying $250,000 a year.
Yep. Here we go, guys.
There's nothing left. There's nothing left even before I get paid. Like, I'm already like, okay, I'm about to get paid, but like, what does that matter? Because it's gone even before, like, as soon as it hits my account, it's already gone because I have to pay everything and then I'm still short. No savings, no cushion, no room to breathe. And that scared me. Like, it wasn't until I think my daughter started college that it all just was like, wait a minute, like, what is happening here? You know what I mean? Like, I can't keep living like this.
Uh-oh, she gotta say that she does some a digital marketing thing. But yeah, guys, all these chicks are all cooked. Look,
46.
Jesus, look at this.
Oh my God.
God.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that? 6 years old this month, and we still
Oh,
couldn't.
this is another one. Guys, so this is something else that they try and do is they're all trying to do this digital marketing, multi-level marketing scheme. You know what I mean?
Some pyramid scheme stuff,
Yeah.
probably.
Yep. What a joke.
Just because you own a home does not mean that you can.
All right, guys. I gotta make this one short, but yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys. Thanks to Jeff for stopping by, guys. We will be live tomorrow.
Hey, AJ, just real quick. All you guys, just stay on for just after you cut off. Stay on for just a minute. I got something I want to say.
Wait, actually, guys, hold on. There was one more thing I want to show you guys. Watch. Here you go. Watch.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Whoops.
Oh my God.
Look at that. This guy's
no.
freaking daredevil. You see him drive around it?
Yeah.
Look at that, guys. Damn. Can you
Was that
imagine?
another one of the illegals?
Probably.
Yeah, this guy probably had a towel on his head driving.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, you got to be careful out there, man. You know, that's why I always drive
Have
slow.
a good night, guys.
So,
But,
all right, guys.
oh God.
Yeah.
Actually, well,
I'll
snowboard.
stick
I was
around.
going to say.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Bye, guys. Take it easy.